Convos. It's your boy, the one with the scar on his face, your boy Scarface, and welcome back to another episode. I want to thank you guys for always tuning in every week. You guys are amazing that you guys continue to support. I absolutely love it. You know, I'm extremely grateful. Shout out to everyone on TikTok, IG. Shout out to everyone who subscribes, giving us a 5-star rating, a thumbs up, shares the podcast. I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. Also, if you haven't gotten anything, shout out to the sponsor from naughtyscience.com, adult toys. So if you're looking to have some experiments with your man or by yourself, go over to naughtyscience.com. I'm telling you, we got nothing but the best shit on there. Okay. For you and your partner or just for yourself. Okay. So definitely go check it out. There's also a discount code in the description if you guys want to check it out. So thank you guys again. And just for if you guys support on Naughty Science, I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you guys for that. But if you guys could just give us a 5-star rating, share this podcast or whatever the case, it would mean the world to me. So today I wanted to talk about falling in love can be easy, but staying in love, that's the difficult part. Okay. You know, because anybody can make somebody fall. Well, most people can make somebody fall in love, but keeping that person, I think that's the more difficult person. So, today we're going to talk about, communication. We're going to break that down, money fights, intimacy droughts, and boundaries. Okay. Because let's be honest, no relationship is perfect. Also, I'm wearing my naughty sign, or not a naughty sign. It says Liquid Kids on it. I don't know if you guys are watching the video. This is also available on the Etsy shop. So if you guys want to go get one of those, I made some oversized ones, which are super comfy. So let's get into the first part. The first part that we have is communication breakdowns, misunderstandings. Okay, tone versus intent. Tone matters in a lot of things. How you say certain things, how you guys argue about certain things. That's why if you feel like you're getting super upset and to the point where you're going to say some disrespectful shit, I think it's better just to separate for 5-10 minutes or maybe just the rest of the day and then get back to talking to this, because it's not going to lead to anything great. You're going to say something disrespectful, something that you didn't mean to say, and something that you cannot take back. So that's why, if you guys are having an argument, a misunderstanding, talk to each other. Tell them why it made you upset. Tell them why it's making you upset. Tell them what you didn't like and how we can fix this. Not talking about it and just silently, not even saying anything is worse, because now they don't know exactly what bugged you or upset you, or just the way you respond too. You have to be careful how you respond to certain things, because if I'm being nice to you and you're just being very rude, disrespectful back, it's going to get to a point where it just tips, and then all of a sudden you're also rude and disrespectful back to the person. No, that shouldn't. Of course, like I said, relationships are not perfect. People argue, people have misunderstandings, and that's okay. But there's a fine line between being disrespectful and arguing with each other. So definitely try to being self-aware of your tone, if you're being disrespectful, if you're getting a little too upset to have this argument. That's growing up, being emotionally mature and being able to be like, you know what? Let's just take 5 minutes. Let's take 5-10 minutes and then we'll talk about this. So another difficult thing that people do is avoid arguments. They won't avoid conversations because, they don't want to have those conversations. Meaning, if there's something bugging you, some people are like, should I bring it up? I don't want to upset them. No, if it upsets them, whatever. At the end of the day, you have to worry about yourself too. And if it's bugging you, bring it up. Talk to them. If this is a person you can't bring things up to, can't talk about things, is this person for you? Because if you don't even feel comfortable enough to bring up things that upset you, things that you don't agree on, things that are making you sad, depressed, whatever the case, you think that that's going to fix anything, is going to resolve any issue. And if you feel like you can't talk to him about this stuff, why? Ask yourself, why is it that I can't talk to him about these things? Does he get mad? That's a red flag. Does he get upset? Does he close off? All these things, tell him. Be like, we can't even talk about these things because you shut off. Have those conversations, because if it leads to a breakup or separation, guess what? You guys were never meant for each other, because clearly you guys can't have these type of arguments, or you don't even bring them up because you don't want to have the argument, because you don't want to argue with them. You don't want to tell them, hey, this is bugging me. No, I don't like this, right? Don't let them get away with stuff that you do not like. So don't be afraid to have these conversations. Everybody's afraid to have them. Trust me, I am too. It's not fun, but sometimes you have to have, like, if something is bugging me, people know I will bring it up. That's just it. I will bring it up. And if it leads to a breakup, a separation, or another, like an argument, okay, so be it. But I'm going to bring it up. And if we can't have these, because when you first have these first few hard conversations, it's easier to have them later on because now it's not so awkward or weird or uncomfortable. Now you guys had these conversations before, arguments before. Now it's a little bit easier to bring these things up when it bugs you. So don't be afraid to bring stuff up. Yeah, it's gonna suck in the beginning. And again, if you bring something up that bugs you or you don't like, and it leads to a breakup, it was eventually gonna lead there. Because if you can't bring something up and have that hard conversation with your person, are they for you? Ask yourself that. Are they for you? If you're afraid to do it, why are you afraid? Are you afraid because they'll leave you? No, you should be afraid to be in a relationship that is not going anywhere or is eventually going to end. You know, I'm sure you wouldn't want to spend or waste 5-10 years with somebody and then eventually they dip out, right? So, and then silent treatment versus arguing. Like, trust me, I've been there when I've done the silent treatment. It leads to nowhere. And if you're super upset or don't know how to put your thoughts together at the moment, this is where you're emotionally mature and you grow up, fellas and ladies too. Be like, hey, like, I'm like trying to figure out my thoughts, how to put it into words. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be disrespectful. Give me give me a couple hours, let me cool off. Let me calm down. Like, I just don't want to say anything that I am going to regret, or anything like that. Or I'm just trying to figure out how I want to say this to you. Like, have those conversations, like just not saying anything. And then just like something is bugging you. And now it's like a riddle or a puzzle for the other person to figure out what it is. Like, why can't you just bring it up? What is bothering you at the moment, or what's the issue? If you can't explain it, or like if they're gonna put you in it through a silent treatment, like that's a red flag right there. A green flag is being like, because again, no relationship is perfect. A green flag is, hey, I'm like super upset right now, or I'm trying to gather my thoughts on how I want to talk to you about this. Give me a little bit. Don't just give them a silent, like the silent treatment leads nowhere. Like, where do you think it's going to lead? You're not communicating to your person what's bugging you, what's the issue. Now you're assuming that they're going to figure it out on their own, or you giving them a silent treatment is going to fix the problem. It's going to make it worse. Spoiler alert, it's going to make it worse. Because then that other person is going to get even more upset. They're going to start getting disrespectful, and they might say something to you because you won't talk to them. So the whole silent treatment, definitely do not, like, if you're upset, tell them why you're upset. Don't give them no silent treatment. Don't leave them on red. Don't just give them a one-word answer. Don't just, talk about it. If you don't want to talk to them at the moment, communicate that with them, because some simple communication can save relationships, fix relationships, and, when you don't have some simple conversations, communication with your person, the smallest thing could lead to a breakup. The smallest thing could lead to a bigger argument. The smallest thing could lead to somewhere where it never needed to lead to, just because you guys didn't have that conversation. So you definitely need to talk to your person. No silent treatment. Make sure you know how you're arguing with your person. Again, I've raised my voice, but I never come off disrespectful. If I feel like I'm going to say something disrespectful, I stop. I'm just like, I don't want to talk to you right now. Like, I don't want to say anything that I'm going to regret later on. Because once you say something disrespectful, something petty, whatever it is, there's no taking it back. There's no making them forget that you said that, So that's why I'm saying, like, be careful what you say. And sometimes the things that we didn't mean to say, or we just said out of being anger, just because we wanted to be disrespectful because we were so mad, is when you're super mad. Like, you'll say some petty shit, some disrespectful shit. So you got to be careful. Now, another issue that I've been seeing on social media is love versus money. one like and the reason this has been causing issues because like sometimes do you love the person or are you just there for the money or you like the money, not so much love the person. And then also it could like your financial position can also be an issue to somebody else because you guys know I'm 100% honest on this podcast, on the TikToks and everything. For the most part, I've dated broke girls. And when I mean broke girls, I don't mean it like they didn't have no money. They just had a like a regular high school job, right? Nothing crazy, like maybe worked at an office or something. And I'm not saying those jobs are bad. I'm just saying like I've always been the one that made the most and always is like paying for everything. And that's why sometimes I feel like some people use me for something. Uh, and just the way they come off. And so when you start talking to somebody that actually has a career and is also making money, it's kind of weird. Right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, because I've been on the other side where they're like, oh, like I want to do this, I want to do this. And I'm just like, I remember an ex, she would said, I only do fine dining. Like that's the type of person I am, whatever. Mind you, she couldn't even afford to go to these places, right? But yet, this is what she required of me. Like, yeah, I can take you, but now I don't want to take you because now you think that I'm supposed to take you. It doesn't make sense. So, uh, this is one of the biggest reasons people break up too. Is yeah, it's also intimacy, but money. Some people see this lavish lifestyle, especially women. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Women see this lavish lifestyle online, and so if somebody comes along that does better, that's why some girls will leave their man to go with this other dude or cheat on their dude because they can offer a better financial situation. And also like if you can't provide for your girl too, like sometimes they feel like they would rather go with somebody who is a provider, right? Again, there's both. There's not just like, oh, everybody just leaves their man for somebody. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying there are girls who do that, but then there are girls who feel safer with somebody who's better financially off because now they don't have to worry about, hey, like, are we going to be able to pay rent? Are we going to be able to eat? Are we going to be able to like let our kids do this, X, Y, and Z? You know, like they want that stability, especially the older you get. They want some sort of stability, meaning like he can take care of us. I'm not expecting him to be like lavish lifestyle and stuff like that, but he can take care of us, right? They want to know, they want to feel safe that way. Because let's be honest, when you're financially struggling, there's probably arguments like, oh, like I want to do this, but we can't. Like, oh, let's not do this. Or there's certain things that you can't do, certain things that you can't buy. Like maybe your friends all go out and want to do something, but you can't go because you guys can't afford to go. You know, there's a bunch of things that can cause a lot of arguments in the relationship. So, and then there's some people who want to, if if the guy wants to let her be a stay at home mom, there's nothing wrong with that. But there's some girls who are requiring that hey, I'm gonna be a stay at home mom. Like that's what I'm gonna be. You know, and there's some guys that like the way you tell them, you're just like, what do you mean? Like you don't want to work? Is that what you're saying? Like that's the way they come off. You know, I'm not saying all of them do. You know, because there was a girl that said, you know, like I just want to be with my kids. Mind you, the kids were fucking older. And I was just like, they kind of don't need you right now. Just saying. To me, it gave me more vibes of she didn't want to do anything, right? And some people will give you those vibes. So that's what I'm saying. Like money can be a huge issue in a bunch of different ways, right? And some people stay with some people for money, right? Another financial reason, like there's problems in the relationship, is there's people who spend money like crazy, and there's some people who like to save every last dollar. And I get both sides, right? Like money comes and goes, but memories last forever, right? Like we've all heard that. But then it's also had to have some money in the savings just in case anything happens, right? There's both of those are correct. Of course you don't want to save everything and then all of a sudden uh something happens to somebody, and like it's not like you can take the money with you, right? And then also it's also good to save because uh you just never know what might happen. A rainy day, that you might need something, a huge medical expense, a huge problem happens, but you have the money there, right? Uh, so like that can cause a lot of friction in a relationship. Like if you are the person that likes to save everything, and your partner is the person that wants to spend it on everything, right? Um, like again, there was an ex who would spend all her money like on the dumbest shit. And I'm not a huge saver. Yeah, I save money. Yeah, I have investments like stocks and like a bunch of other stuff. But I'm not like I don't spend my money stupidly. Like, yeah, I like to buy stuff, go out to eat, like do things like that. Yeah, of course, and create memories with whoever you're with. But I also make smarter decisions than most because some people are like, oh, like for example, if once you get a check, some people's check is already spent because they've already like put it maybe on a card, uh, want to like spend it on stuff that they can't even afford. There was I think it was, I forgot who said it, but they said if you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it at all. And it's true. Like if you can't buy something twice, maybe you shouldn't be buying it at the time. Because there's some people who go and buy bags and put them on credit cards. Like if you have to put it on a credit card, why are you getting it? I get it if you're doing a lot better financially well off and you can just buy it and whatever. If you can buy it twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, okay. That's a different story than compared to going and buying something and having to put it on a card. Whole different story there, you know? So that's why like it gets difficult with people's spending habits. And you don't learn these until like a little bit later on, And then sometimes they liked the person, like say you're dating somebody and they're spending all sorts of money on you and you're like loving that, right? But then you come to find out that maybe they're way into debt, barely have any money left over because they spend it on going out. They don't really save or anything like that. Because at first it was nice because they were treating you to all this stuff. And then like to be in an actual relationship, you're just like, well, you don't even have frames for your freaking beds or anything like that, right? I remember back in Idaho, we were doing like quinces and we went to this place. They spent so much money on a quince and we went to their house and they didn't even have bed frames for their kids. They didn't even have dress. They didn't have all this stuff, but they spent so much money on this quinceañera. I know there's padrinos and also like that will sponsor it and, but damn, you can't even buy that. And there's places that I've gone that, uh, not gone, but know that they don't even have furniture or they don't even have matching furniture or they don't even like they just have whatever. Uh their bed is on the floor. And I get it if you're first starting out, like living on your own. Okay, I get that. But a lot of people think that that's normal. That's okay. Instead of invest because they want to go spend money going out and stuff. So that's why I'm saying like spending habits can cause a lot of problems. And they have caused a lot of problems with a lot of people. So that's why you need to pay attention to that also in the very beginning. How are their spending habits? Like, what are they spending their money on? Like, are they being like I'll go to a concert, but then also like I'm not buying a whole bunch of random shit that I don't need. I mean, for the most part, I do need it. uh, but I'm smart. I'm not just like spending everything that I have all at once. Like some people do. They feel like if they have money in the bank account, they gotta spend it for some reason. No. Um, But there's nothing wrong with treating yourself like to go to a concert. Like there's a bunch of concerts that happen out here. Just went to Chris Brown, went to Backstreet Boys, went to Nelly, Ja Rule, The Weeknd. Gonna go see Pitbull, Lil Jon, and they're gonna be here in Gilbert. There's nothing wrong with spending on stuff like that. Like those create memories are a great time. I'm sure a lot of people have great concert memories. There's nothing wrong with that, especially like if you went with friends. So there's always those type of memories. Then those are priceless, right? And then another issue that people run into is gender roles. People feel like, and that's where the whole thing comes like, you're supposed to support me. Like, there's this video that I just found and I'm going to do a video on. And this girl thinks that the guy is supposed to pay everything for her. And I get it if the guy can, and some guys love to do that stuff. But you have to remember, like, there's some girls who spend like 400 or 500 bucks on just like self-care. So now the guy needs to provide like a house, like a living area, say a house, car payments, insurance on the home, utilities, food, all this other stuff. And on top of that, your self care. And on top of that, taking you out, and on top of that, you know what I mean? Like it just adds up. That's why there's some people who are like, had the argument it's more expensive to be a girl than a guy. Is it though? Like if the girls want, depending on the situation, some girls are requiring guys to pay all this. So now you're putting the stress on the guy saying like, if I can't provide all this, like the girls ain't gonna want me. So that's why like it gets a little difficult. Like who makes the money? I think it should just be you. I always say like, if I'm gonna be with somebody, they also have to have a career going on. Do I need their money? No. But then I know that they're not reliant on me or requiring that type of stress from me, because it's cool when you're doing good and they're doing good, and then you just have fun together. Like like being 100% serious with that. When you're doing good and they're doing good and you guys can just have fun, I'm telling you, it's a great fucking time. But if you're doing good and your person doesn't want to do anything, it can become a huge stress for especially the guy. Like he's having to pay all this stuff, and then on top of that, he feels like if like maybe you guys haven't gone on a vacation, and now he has to figure out how he's gonna make uh, take you on vacation. And then sometimes if guys pick up second shifts, another job or something, now you're not spending time with us, but then you require all this from, you know what I mean? Like it can cause a lot of friction. So at the end of the day, like that's what I like. I do well for myself. I want to be with somebody who also does well for themselves, because at the end of the day, like I know that they're not here for a certain reason. They're here for me, and we can just have fun together. Like imagine you're doing good, they're doing good. Just have fun now. It's none of that. Like, oh, like I have to pay for all of this. I have to pay for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I remember again when I dated bro girls, like I didn't mind taking them places, but it was like, just like not like how do I explain it? Like I would like doing it, but at certain points, I felt like that's all they wanted from me. If that makes sense, like they, uh, if I were to go on a date with somebody, I'd be like, oh, we should go here, and then eventually they'd be like, let's go here, and it's like it's a nice place, and I'm just like, nice places are cool. Again, from experiences to going to several bougie places are kind of fucking whack. Like I'm just being honest. Like that's not my type of people. My type of people is like I'd rather go to a hole in wall and like hang out with people there because they're a lot more fun. Here at the bougie place, you have to fucking dress a certain way. People feel like they're the fucking shit in there. Like not everybody, but some of them. Like I went to a place here in Scottsdale, and like that's why like I really don't like Scottsdale. Uh, I wore a hat, and you can't wear a hat there. You can wear other types of hats, but not like a baseball cap like this, like I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing an LA hat. They were just like, the chef doesn't like those hats. I don't give a fuck about the chef. Like, what's wrong with my hat? You know? I was like, this hat looks way better than that fucking weird ass shit that that lady's wearing. But again, so I took it off, but I just don't like that. And then they brought out just like the vibe, the music was like classic. Just like that's not my vibe. Like I went to a Marisco's place in Vegas, and they were playing like loud ass music, like having a good time. People were loud, having a great time. That I was like, this is my vibe. I like this. I've had way more fun off the strip than I've had on the strip. I'm just saying. So that's what I'm saying. Like some of these bougie places, but then there's some people who only like the bougie places because it's an Instagram post. Oh, look where I'm at, right? So that's why like you need to learn your partner. And I've learned that over time. Like at, I used to be there too. Like, oh, like I'm gonna go here because it's gonna make me look cool. And no, it doesn't make you look cool at all. like at all. No one's like, oh my God, they're there. Oh my, they took a picture. No, like here in Arizona, what I've loved is I've been going to a bunch of different places, and my favorite places are not the bougie places, to be honest. Like I've had way more fun at the non bougie places than the bougie places. So, uh, and then another, like, just so we can, wrap up the financial part, is sometimes there's somebody feels a type of way about financial situations, meaning like maybe the guy is doing good and all of a sudden the girl gets a career or starts doing really well, and now he feels like his ego is shot because now the girl is making way more, and like he feels like his income is not enough. Like that's why and that happens. There's some people who become super successful at what they do, and like they have a lot of money coming in, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's some guys who get a huge ego, like they get their ego hurt by that, and they're just now they're upset over that. Now they're upset that you're doing way good, way better than them. It should be them. No, like if I'm with somebody and they start doing very well, I'm like, hell yeah. Because at the end of the day, we're a team, and your partner doing better should motivate you to do better. Be like, okay, like this is possible. Shit, let me see what I can do to get there too, like or past this. It should be a team thing, not like, oh, she thinks she's the shit. No, no, absolutely not. That is the wrong mindset to have. Okay. Uh, so the next ones that I have is intimacy and physical connection, and we all know intimacy is a huge part in a relationship. Okay. And one of the biggest things that I've seen doing these videos is that there's a huge desire mismatch. And what I mean by that is there's one that is a lot freakier than the other and not being fulfilled by the other person. And this is something that you need to pay attention to in the beginning. If they're vanilla in the beginning, that is the best time to tell them and to coach them and to like show them what you like. Bringing it up 5 years down the road is not the same. They're gonna be like, well, why now, right? Be like, it's been 5 years of this vanilla D. Like, why do you like? What's wrong with it now? Uh, so you need to pay attention to your kinks. That's why I get the question all the time: when should I start telling them more about my kinks or letting my freakier side out? Um, Fairly early on, because what you want is you want to see if they're comfortable doing the things that you like. Because what if they're super vanilla, they don't even match your intimacy level at all, but they're a great person? No, trust me, the intimacy is going to be a huge problem later on, to the point where it's probably going to affect your relationship in a big way where you guys might separate. So you need to figure this out in the beginning. If they're vanilla in the beginning, the only way they're going to get better is you telling, hey, let's try this. Hey, let's do this. Don't be like, hey, you suck, but I can help. Just be like, hey, next time let's do this. Oh, I love it when you do this. Like, I would love when, like, if you could do it more. Slightly coach, especially in the beginning. Like I said, the guy's trying to court you. The guy's trying to do whatever he can to make you like him. And if doing some of these freakier things for you is going to make you like him, he's going to do them. There's guys, I say it all the time, there's guys who will fly to get the cat, pay money to get the cat, betray their friends and family to get the cat, like do all sorts of things, unalive people to get the cat. So you guys hold a lot of power and can change that. So if you guys are having desire mismatches in the beginning, don't assume that they're gonna get better, because again, spoiler alert, they don't get better. Very rarely do they get better. But the only way it's going to get better is that you say something and be like, hey, let's do this. Oh, we should try this early on. Because if he doesn't want to be coached or doesn't thinks everything you bring up is too wild or crazy for you, guess what? That is a huge mismatch right there in the beginning. And you need to say, hey, am I comfortable being like, am I okay with just being vanilla over here? Because I kind of want more. And there's, again, I get the questions all the time, like, now I crave so much more, but I don't get it. That's because you settled for this vanilla shit over here. So that's why I pay attention to it in the beginning. And also, again, not trying new things, not switching it up, not being spicy can lead to bedroom ruts And just like it feels like a routine, like a chore, almost like a chore, right? If you guys just, if it's, oh, we're going to do this, this, and this, all right, we're done. Oh, I'm just going to keep going. No, that's why you should always have a date night, and date night should always lead to spicy time. Okay. Always lead to spicy time. I don't care what you say. Because if you have a date night every week and it leads to spicy time, then guess what? That becomes routine. And you know, hey, like this is the day I have for my lady. This is the day I have for my man. And like it always leads to this. And like we get freaky because maybe we have a few drinks. So pay attention to that. Like if it's turning, like what I mean by paying attention, pay attention if it's turning into a routine. If it's paying, like we're just going through the motions real quick just to get it over with, right? You should be wanting to have fun each time. Like switch it up every time. Like if you feel like you're doing the same thing every time, do something different. Get a toy, include a toy, get some lube, get some restraints, get something different, change it up a little bit, right? And that's what's gonna keep it spicy. Again, the more you're with this person, I get it, the less maybe you get more comfortable, the less you kind of need it or crave it. But you should at least, the bare minimum, I always say, is at least once a week. Doesn't matter if you have kids. It'd be nice if you could do it once a day, but at least once a week. Because I get it, you have kids. It's not always, you can't always do it, right? But once a week, it's manageable. Trust me, that is not a lot to ask from you. So don't get comfortable. Don't, if you're feeling like you're getting into a routine, fix that shit right away because it's only going to get worse and worse, and it's going to be harder to get out of it. So, and then another problem that people run into with the intimacy is the they feel awkward or they feel like they can't bring up that they want to try new things because, out of fear of maybe being judged, the fear of like you making fun of them maybe or something going completely wrong or they're just not confident enough to tell you, hey, I want to try this. No, you should tell your person and let them know that, hey, like if you ever want to try something, let me know. There's nothing too weird or crazy. Like if anything, we could try it one time. And if we didn't like it, then or either of us didn't like it, then we won't do it anymore. But at least try it, right? Uh, because you should be, it shouldn't cause an argument bringing something up. It shouldn't cause an because there's some people who argue that the girl brings up, hey, we should include toys, and now the guy's ego is hurt because he thinks that the only reason she wants to include toys is because he feels like he's not, maybe he feels like he's not satisfying her, and so she's like, oh, I need toys. No, adding toys is fun. Like doing stuff with the toys, having fun with the toys. It just adds another level of intimacy, right? And another spice level, another fun level. Like it should be okay. And you should be okay. You should be at a point where you can ask your partner, hey, we should include toys. Hey, I want to try this. I want to try this. And like it should be okay. Yeah, in the beginning it's gonna be kind of weird, maybe. But that's why you have those conversations right away, get it over with. And then guess what? Now it's a little bit more easier. I mean, I'm sure some people have worked customer service jobs. In the beginning, you might have felt like weird or awkward or even scared to talk to other people, feeling like you were going to fit. But once you get in the routine of doing it, and talking to people is easy. And so it should be the same with your partner. Hey, like let's try this. Hey, let's try this. I would want whoever I'm with to be okay and comfortable. Be like, hey, can we try this? I'd be like, yeah, let's try it, or let's do this, or nah, I'm not. I don't really think so, right? I'm not really feeling that. So it should be easy to bring up. It shouldn't be like, "Ah, fuck, I want to tell him, but I don't. I want to tell her, but I feel like she's gonna, judge me or say no or just think I'm super weird. No, it should be the intimacy is between you guys, and it should be something that you guys can talk to each other about. So another challenge that people have is trust in boundaries. Like, oh, like, hey, red flag right here. Everybody can relate. Social media temptations. They're all over. IG models, people in your city, like people be looking good, and you just be like, hey, damn, like maybe if I like her post, maybe if I send her a DM, she might be like, hey, come fuck me up. No. So social media can be good and bad. Good and bad because it can, obviously build businesses, build a following, turn it into a business, like whatever the case, it can be make you super successful, just with social media. But with social media too, there's a lot of temptations. It's bad, because now you have access to millions of people. Uh, and it's easy to connect with some of these people because all you have to do is comment, all you have to do is like, send them a DM or something along those lines. And so that's why, and people even make secret accounts. Yes, it's a thing. People make secret accounts because they want to message somebody, but they don't want maybe an account that they have to log on to every time because they don't want the person that they're with to catch them talking to other people, messaging other people. Like that's that's the difficult part is because you don't know their intentions. You can be they can tell you, "Oh yeah, like I'm all about you," but what are they really doing? Like, you know what I mean? So, you have to be able to trust your person. You have to be able to set boundaries with your person, you know? Like for example, I do this stuff like the videos, the TikToks, the podcasts, and I know like if I'm with somebody, like I'm gonna have certain boundaries, right? Like obviously, but and I also want the person that I'm with to be able to trust me. So of course, but I'm still gonna be doing this. Like there's no stopping me. But uh and like them knowing that I do reach out to people because I'm like, hey, like we should do a video or like well, let's do this or let's do that because I'm always down to collab with people, do some fun shit. So that's why like they have to be okay with that, knowing that I'm doing that because there's a different, hey, like this is what I do. I'm trying to do some videos. Like, would you be down? Or there's be like, hey, what's up, beautiful? You fine as fuck. What's up? You trying to collab? There's two different approaches here. Because there's some girls on that I've seen. I forgot her name. She's really big on social media. She's like a model, but she like works with a lot of influencers, and she's married, right? And I'm sure the conversations are just like, hey, like let's do some videos and like this and that, and they have fun. Like I'm sure she's not like, oh dang, you fine as fuck. Like let's make some. No, it becomes all professional, and people need to realize that when if you're dating somebody who's in the social media world, that you know you have to reach out to people and they reach out to you to collab on videos to or collab on something. So and that's going to be either the same gender or other genders. That's just how it's going to be. But you also have to be aware and have your boundaries of what is harmless and what is cheating. What do you consider cheating? What do they consider cheating? Like this is a conversation that you have to have with them is like where's your line and where's their line? Because they should be established pretty early on. Like if you didn't like something, you tell them because that way they know, hey, like this ain't okay. Don't be afraid. Like if it leads to an argument where you guys separate, it was gonna happen. Like they wanted to end a relationship just because you told them that you don't like it that they're going around liking IG models. They're gonna leave eventually. Like if something so little like that made them break up with you, they're going to do it eventually. So that's why you need to bring it up. Have like, who cares if they get upset? And you have to have your boundaries and your, like where your line is at, and tell them what is your, like, what do you feel like is not okay, And it's not like you're doing it. You just want to see where he's at or where she's at. Okay, so because he might think it's harmless, but you think it's cheating. And then vice versa, you might think it's harmless, but he thinks it's cheating. But since you guys never had those conversations, then nobody knows. You think it's cheating, he thinks it's harmless, he's doing fine, you're upset, or vice versa. So, um, and then the whole phone thing. There's so many people who like want to hide phones, want to like don't want to give their passwords. Like if it got to the point where you're asking me for my phone or my passwords, I think something happened, right? Like I have to think, did I give you reasons to feel like that where you had to ask for my phone or password and vice versa? Or are you just doing it because you're insecure? Because if I didn't give you reasons and you asked me for my phone and password or anything like that, then I'm gonna feel a type of way about it. I'm like, are you a little insecure about like, or did somebody feed you some false information, or like what is going on here? Do you not trust me? Uh, because everybody needs a little bit of privacy. You know, some people are going to agree with me, some people are not going to agree with me. Because even like when you like your alone time, everybody likes their alone time. Even with when you're married, you like your alone time. Meaning, like maybe if it's just like an hour or two, like maybe you go shopping or something, but you like your alone time, and you should also have a little bit of privacy. There's like everybody loves a little bit of privacy, whether it's for from your person, from your like. I don't give my friends my password. I don't give my parents my password because this is my phone, and but this also comes down to like being emotionally mature and mature that you're and being trustworthy to your person, knowing that you're not doing anything bad. Now, because there's some people who obviously be like they don't want to give their phone or anything like that because they're doing some shady shit. Are you doing some shady shit? You know, like I would understand if I'm with somebody and I'm doing some shady things and they ask me for my stuff, I'd be like, ah, shit, like I know why they're asking. But if I didn't give you a reason to, you know, and you're just getting insecure vibes, because I like to talk to my friends, I like to send messages, you know, and send reels to your friends and stuff like that. Like, and there's nothing wrong, innocent, nothing like, for example, my buddy John called me the other day for like, we talked for like an hour, right? And like sometimes I text with my cousins, I text with my sister, my little brother, you know, like siblings, family, and stuff like the cousins as well. Like, but these are like you and them conversations. It's not you, them, and your partner, right? I don't know if I'm making sense. Like everybody needs like their privacy. Same with your phone. Like you have conversations with you and your siblings and friends and cousins and stuff like that. That's between you and them, not you, them, and me, right? So everybody needs a little bit of privacy. Like there was this thing that went around. I wish I could find it right now, but I just don't want to look for it. Where they said that everybody wants a little bit of privacy. That's why people have their own stuff, like their own computer, their own phone. But there's also people who abuse that because they'll go and do some shady shit. So that comes down to the person, not so much like the phone. So, uh, and then once you like trust in relationships, once you lose somebody's trust, I don't care what people say, it's never going to get back to how it used to be. Because once you lose that trust, there's always going to be that thought in the back of your head. Like, are they doing it again? Like, what is going on there? For example, like if somebody cheats, you might have forgave them, but that trust isn't there anymore because you might question them now on certain things. And that trust is not there if you're having a question or if you're having those thoughts like, well, last time he said he was going to do this, but he was obviously doing that. You know, that's why like I would not want to live like that. You know, if you can't trust your person, I don't think that relationship's gonna do very well. Can some people like trust them again fully? Yeah, I'm sure there is, but you know, the chances of that are not very likely. Because, you know, there's already like when I get questions like, oh, he cheated on me twice, you know, would they stop? Or they cheated on multiple people several times. Should I get into a relationship? You already don't trust them if you're asking that question. They've cheated on multiple people several times. Would, you know, once a cheater, always a cheater? People ask me. You already don't trust that they'll be faithful because you're asking if they would be faithful. Right? So like that's what I'm saying. Like once that trust is like if that trust is not there, it's not there. Like it's very hard to get any trust back. So that's why you got to be careful. Like if you're doing some shady shit, just know like if once it's done, like especially for me, like if I catch you doing some shady shit or whatever, we're done because that trust is probably never gonna come back. So uh, that's why like these conversations are ones that you need to have with your person. Like and let them know from the get go. Like if this happens, then guess what? Like I'm letting you know right now. uh And then another challenge in relationships is family and outside influence. Uh, like let's start with family. Family, like in-laws and family expectations. Like depending on the religion or culture or whatever the case, like sometimes you can't even leave a relationship because uh religious reasons, culture reasons, like it's not right, or the family's like, no, you have to make it work. Like even though your person is beating the shit out of you, and you're just like, what the fuck? Make what work? So uh, I always tell people at the end of the day, you guys are in a relationship, not your in-laws, not your family, not your friends. You and your partner are in a relationship, and that's all that matters. If you guys aren't doing good, you need to figure out what's best for you, because at the end of the day, nobody wants the best for you more than yourself. No one's gonna go out of their way and make you have the best, right? Um, maybe parents, because at the end of the day, those are your parents. But if they're against you, like separating or getting divorced, so definitely, who cares what parents say? Who cares what? Take their advice, take it and then evaluate it and see if you want to listen to it. But if they're not in your relationship, they're not the ones going through the ups and downs. Like if there's toxicity, they're not the ones going through all that. You are, you and your person. So you need to make that decision. Not Don't go to your friends and family. What should I do? No, you sit there and think about it. What is it do I need? Oh, like this is happening. I need to get out of this relationship. What do I got to do to get out? Like you know what you need to do. Like, nobody's gonna give you the magic answer. The gut feeling, whatever that gut feeling you feel it is, that's the answer right there. You just don't want to accept it for some reason. There's some people who don't want to accept it. And then also like there's friends giving toxic advice. I just did a video on this girl caught her man cheating on her, or were they cheating? Yes, it was cheating. She saw them, like her man, with her best friend sitting on his lap, and then she just like walked up, like kind of like, what's going on? And she was shocked, he was shocked, and that was her best friend. And her best friend was saying like, leave him, he's a piece of shit, this and that. But now she's the one sitting on his lap, because there's people like that. And who knows what else they have done. You only caught them, again, like when you catch somebody doing something, you only caught them doing what they were doing there. Like if you caught them cheating one time, what makes you think it wasn't multiple times? You just caught them the one time. So who knows how many times they've met up? Who knows all this stuff? Uh, so also again, and especially if they tell you to be toxic towards a person, why are they, instead of trying to help you be in a healthy relationship, giving you like actual healthy advice, they want to give you some toxic advice. Oh, they cheated on you, go cheat back. Come on now. Like you don't need somebody like that, because if they're toxic like that, they're most likely going to be toxic with you, and they would do maybe something like that. The friend telling, oh, you need to leave this person, like they're bad for you. Yeah, and then she catches them two together being all lovey-dovey. So, again, take your friend's advice with a grain of salt, because sometimes some people don't give them that very good advice, or they don't even take their own advice. Again, I try to take my advice all the time. If something happens, I'm like, all right, this is what I would tell somebody to do, and this is what I need to do, whether I like it or not. So, uh, another thing is that people compare their relationship to social media couples. There's been so many couples on social media. They look super happy. They look like everything is going great. And guess what? They end up getting divorced. They end up separating. You find out that they were cheating. Just because they show you this happy, lovey-dovey post video all the time does not mean that's what's going on behind closed doors. So just remember that. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop comparing your relation. And to guys, it's annoying, because I'm sure you've been like, why can't we be like that? And they'll get super upset, because they're like, we're this, but you want to be this, but not, because there's actually been several couples that I followed on social media that divorced, separated. And I remember there was this couple that my ex, she was like, oh, they're so cute together. They're so sweet. Like, I wish we could be like them. Well, we kind of ended up like them. We both separated. They got divorced. We separated. But when they came out and talked about it, they were going through so many problems. They would say they turned it on, and guess what? Lovey dovey, turned it off. Arguments, fights, like, and then finally separated. That's why you got to be careful. Stop comparing yourself to other people. I've very rarely do you see people post bad stuff on their highlight reel because that's not cool. That's not sexy. Posting us arguing. There's some people who post themselves like crying and talking about their problem and stuff like that, but uh, for the most part, they won't make actual posts. And especially the bigger creators, they have to maintain this like we're such a great couple. We're in a great place right now. We're so happy with each other. We never fight. They have to keep that persona. So don't be comparing yourself to these other people. It doesn't matter. Just pay attention to your relationship. What you guys need to work on in your relationship. Stop thinking like, oh, only if we were like this, we would be better off. No. Stop comparing yourself. And guys, most guys hate that when you're like, oh, why can't we be like them? It's annoying because now you're saying like what we have is not good enough for you, or like you don't even like what we have here. It's like an ego thing. Yes, it happens. Because I remember at the time she would be like, why can't we be like them? And I would get kind of annoyed because I'm like, so what the fuck? Like, you think that we ain't shit or something? Like, you think we're in a horrible place, or, a lot of things go on through a guy's head when you start comparing us to somebody. Why can't we be like that? Or why can't we do that? Stuff like that, So, like, there's this couple who started posting stuff on social media, like couple content that I know. Let's just say it doesn't look good. Like, there's some sort of disconnect on there. And they're trying to push like this whole like we're super happy like type of vibe, but I know they're not. So like that's why I'm just like, and you can tell in the videos too, right? Because they probably saw somebody else being like, oh, like we're super happy in the videos. Stop comparing yourself to other people on social media. All right. And so basically, what I want you guys to take away from this episode is that every relationship has its challenges, and it's not about avoiding them, but it's about how you handle them. Okay. So every couple fights, every couple has arguments, every couple has their ups and downs. No couple is perfect. But the thing is, the healthy couples and the ones that last the longest, for the most part, are able to have these conversations, talk about these things. There's some people, like my parents have been together for like 30 plus years, 40 plus years. And yeah, they argue. I'm not saying the relationship is perfect. Yeah, they argue, but I'm sure they've had a great talk, like what they like, what they don't like, what they need from the other person, because or else they wouldn't have been together for so long. And same goes with other relationships. Like if you want to make it work, I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be smooth sailing, but it should be more ups than downs. But there's always going to be ups and downs. But you got to learn how to be able to communicate about the ups and downs. So again, healthy couples fight too. They argue. It's, but it's not when you argue or fight with somebody, like, nah, I don't want to say fight, just argue. It should be not to win the conversation, is to figure out what you guys need to do to compromise or be on on the same page for something. There's so many people who fight because they want their side to win, meaning like, oh, it's my way or the highway, basically. It shouldn't be like that. It should just be like, an argument should not be, you guys shouldn't be having an arguments to win the argument, if that makes sense. And I know a lot of people are going to know what that means. Like, you're not arguing to win. If you're arguing to win, like these arguments, like that relationship is probably not going to work out because there is no winning. Like if you don't like something, you're not trying to have this argument so you could win and him be like, all right, yeah, you're right, you won. No, you're bringing up an argument so they know that you're upset about it and what we can do to fix this. Because I don't want to be upset about it, or I don't want to be going through something like this. So that's why you have to have these conversations. And then also, love without effort will not last. Okay. You have to put in effort. And yes, like some people, you need to pay attention to everything in the beginning, and if it's consistent. Yeah, the first few months are always like the honeymoon phase, that puppy love phase, but are they still putting in effort? Still, do their actions still say over a period of time, are they still into me? Are they still trying to get to know me? Are they still, I feel like they're wanting something serious with me? Like, you have to pay attention that from the beginning. If you go like 6 months and all of a sudden they completely change, it's just like they don't put in no more effort. Like, pay attention to that, because 6 months in and it's already dying down. So that's why you have to pay attention to that stuff. So, all right. So what we're going to do this week, ladies and gentlemen, my challenge to you guys is to go, if there's something that has been bugging you with your partner, now is the time to bring it up. That question that you've been avoiding to tell your partner or bring up, or that situation you've been avoiding, now is the time. After listening to this podcast, I'm not saying go and start an argument. Go and be like, hey, listen here, mother effer. No. Be like, all right, let me put my thoughts together. Let me see how I'm going to bring this up so I can talk to him. Because who knows? This could lead, like, if you don't bring up this question or conversation or argument, you're just leading yourself to the end of the relationship. But having this conversation, you're going to be able to compromise, because maybe he's doing something that he doesn't even realize he's doing that's making you upset. Or maybe he's going to tell you something that is making him upset. Even though I hate that, I hate it. Like, if I bring up something that I don't like, and then the other person brings up something completely different that they don't like, and I'm just like, why didn't you bring it up then? Like, why do you got to bring it up when I bring something up, right? That's something, try not to do. It happens, but try not to do it. If you're having an argument about this, have the argument about that. Don't bring up something else. And now you're having an argument about this and that. And then you bring up something else, and then this, and you know what I mean? So, like, don't make it a huge thing. So that's what I want you guys to do this week. If you have that, even if it's not even an argument, if you want to bring up something in intimacy, like you want to do, or you guys want to change something, try something new, bring it up this week. Talk to your person, because your person should be somebody you should be safe enough, like feel safe, comfortable enough to bring it up. Yeah, some things might lead to an argument, and know that going into it is going to lead to an argument. But this is something that we need to bring up, and this is something that we need to talk about. Like, the worst thing you can do is nothing. And that's what a lot of people do, is nothing. So do that. Hopefully it helps out. Hopefully it resolves certain issues, or hopefully it shows you that, hey, like, maybe we're not meant to be in this relationship anymore. Because that's what I love about this platform and this podcast, the TikToks, because it helps people in all ways. It might help. I've had the messages where couples have fixed a lot of shit because they learned to talk to each other. And there's people who learn that, hey, like, this relationship is dead. We've tried, we've talked about it, and we're going our separate ways. Like, it's going to go one or the other. Like, there's one or the other. It's either going to lead, like, these conversations are going to lead to a healthy relationship and get, and be able to fix or resolve issues, or it's going to lead to separating, because you guys aren't meant for each other. It's going to lead one or the other. I'm just being honest. So and you need to figure out which direction that is going to be. Like, if you bring something up, why would you want to just keep living in like a limbo? Like, I don't know, like, I don't want to bring it up because I don't want the relationship to end. Yes, you do. If you bringing something up is going to end the relationship, you want to end, figure that out fast. Because if something little, like, say you bring up to your man that you don't like that he likes other people's photos, and that ends up ending the relationship, trust me, something even more little in the future was going to set him off and end the relationship. If something like that ends the relationship, it was going to end regardless at one point. So definitely bring up something. And again, I want to thank you guys. Go over to Naughty Science. There's a fucking mosquito in here. Like, I'm over here trying to like avoid not swinging at it, but I just swung at it. NaughtyScience.com. If you guys want to pick something up, it's going to help also your guys' relationship, the intimacy. Naughty Science. There's also a discount code in the description for you guys. So I'll see you guys over on TikTok and IG, and I'll catch you guys next week. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.